Okay, I am live. This is exciting. All right, let's see if I can see this on Facebook Live. I am now using StreamYard, which I used to use a long time ago, but I am not used it in a while. So I just want to ensure that everything is going okay. So give me a quick second and we'll get going because I have some goodies to share with all y'all. Let's see here. I don't know if we're going live on Facebook. I can see this. Let's see if we can just do this. We'll just add that in there. Even if it doesn't go in the account, it should hopefully go on the Facebook profile. Hopefully that'll start soon. Okay, so if you're here, let me know in the comments below. I can't wait to share with you all about what I took away from the Go-To Summit, because not only was I the one who ran the Go-To Summit this last September, but I firmly believe that as a specialist in whatever field you're in, you're always learning. And so I learned a lot from my colleagues, from up here, up, I can see that we're live, from fellow business owners, etc., that things that I can implement in my own business. And I am just beyond excited to do these three things. And I'm going to take them slow because I think there's two things that I would advise when you're at a summit or some big event where you're just overloaded with information and there's everything that you want to do, is that you choose those top three, those couple things that you want to implement, and then stretch that out over time. There are other things that I want to do, yes, but these are the top three things that I chose. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to hop on over to Google Docs. And let's get started here. Okay, so these are the three things that I'm putting into action after the Go-To Summit. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with pageless docs in Google Docs, but this is one thing that I love, is that it's pageless. There's no margins. I mean, there's margins here, but it just goes on forever and ever and ever. But these headings, this is my little Google Doc tip and trick right here, is that these headings can be collapsible. And so here's the title, but then I have heading one, and then I can expand the heading one to show everything underneath. So that's how I had these hidden. So a fun little thing to note about pageless view in Google Docs. All right, let's talk about the number one thing that I want to do. So I was really inspired by Jason's presentation on how she communicates with her team just using a simple Google Doc. I think that it is so simple and so effective that it's something that I definitely want to put into place. Just hold on just a second. I want to make sure I can see the feed, the Facebook feed here. Hopefully I can get back on. Yep, there we go. Just to see if there's any questions or anything that comes in. Okay. So I have one VA that does regular work for me, and then I sometimes hire additional contractors for different things. But it's just me and my VA. And so I wanted to really streamline my communication with her. We use Voxer primarily to communicate, but I have tried different project management systems, but I always just come back to using Google. And I think it's just the simplicity that I need, something that's not going to be crazy over, that's why I created the Go-To dashboard. For those of you who are not familiar with the Go-To dashboard is one of my signature products that gives you one hub for everything to do with your business. So after listening to Asminta's presentation, I was like, well, why don't I create a Go-To dashboard, a hub for me and her? Like there is here, I would actually bring up this is the template that I give in my Go-To dashboard, and it walks you through exactly how to set up everything. But I am going to alter this to be a team document for me and my VA. And I was really inspired by what Isminta said, especially because you can use comments, you can tag people, you can do all sorts of different things there. So going back here, that's this first one is I want to make a version of my go-to dashboard. So I've already made a copy of my template. I'm ready to go. I just got to fill in the information. So I want to include essential links here for the things that I have her access on a regular basis. Things like my lead pages, member vault, Thrivecart, those different things. Something that I can just have right here. And then agenda for this month and the next month. So I'm thinking I'm going to put that on this front page too. And I'm going to probably delete a lot of these things and really recreate it for working with my team member. But one of the things that Isminta said for her agenda for this month, next month is what's on the docket? What is coming up? What we want to, show about in our business are what are we planning, workshops, launches, those type of things. And I realized that if I had that in a simple place here, and maybe I'll even put it into the actual dashboard as well, but then I'm communicating with that with her without having to send her a bunch of boxes or different things like that. What tasks are we working on that day and reoccurring tasks? So my VA does have some reoccurring tasks, and she's put that into blue in our project management thing. But I think that what would be really helpful is if I made a sheet. I'm just going to play around with this for a second. And this is the reoccurring tasks. And I have a checkbox in here. So I can go insert and checkbox, and then I can see exactly what she has completed. So, this might be, can merge these two together. Where is merge right here. And I can say, Monday tasks. And then I'm thinking of one of two ways of doing this. Either she is going to make a copy of this every week, and then she can label it down here at the bottom of, what her, this is the week of blah, blah, blah. Or I might look at, can I use AppScript to clear this out on every Monday and then put it back, so that she can just show those reoccurring tasks. So that is something else that I am pondering. What are we working on for that day? So that's one of the things that Isminta had as well, is that her team members clearly put on what the tasks are that they're working on that day. And so I would like to do the same here as well and have something. I don't think it's going to be on reoccurring tasks. I might have or maybe we'll have a tab for each week with the reoccurring tasks right here. And then what am I working on each day here? That might be the best way to do it. But then that I get a clear idea of what she's been working on. And then I can check it in the morning, and she doesn't have to, she could just be done with my task for the day. And she doesn't have to send me as many boxes back and forth. And then I can also see what's been completed. And then I can put some things on the future tasks. So I can have, some a future task list where I can list urgency. So say this is the future task list. So then I can do a drop down menu, and then I can put in urgent, due soon, medium, I don't know, medium priority. If you have an idea of what are the other things I should put on here, let me know. And then not a priority. And then that way I can put in here what I need done. And then I can give this a label thing here. And if I just take this and drag it down, now I have multiple of these. But then I can put in here, upload XYZ into member vault. And then that could be an urgent task. So then when she needs to look at what tasks I need her to accomplish, then she can go right in here and grab a task and then, put it into her sheet right here. Some other things I might put on here besides the priority and the task itself is, done by, or like a needs to be done by date, something like that. And then maybe some notes from Adrian, and then maybe, notes from VA, something along those lines. So then I can kind of, get a glance. I can leave her some notes here and whatnot. One of the things that you can do, both in the cell and from outside the cell, is you can comment and tag the person. So I could just put in here at, and then it's going to bring up people's names. Oh, there's other people there. But you can put at, and then you can put in virtual assistant, at the virtual assistant. And then, or I can go over here and comment, and then I can also put in a comment, and then I could put in an at. So the nice thing about a comment is it doesn't go in the cell. So I could write a note, hey, don't forget to do XYZ. And then I can put in a comment, and then I can tag my virtual assistant right here so that it would be there as well. So that is kind of how I envision this. So I really feel like that there's going to be maybe 3 or 4 tabs. We'll see kind of what happens there. A lot of these other ones are going to be gone. I am going to keep the SOP tab, and that can be where SOPs that I need her to access are there. I might even leave things my branding tab, because she could use those branding informations really quickly. Maybe the offers tab I will probably leave so she can access those things really quickly. The goal is to streamline and make access to this information really quick and easy, especially because my VA is Filipino, and so she is in a different time zone than me. And so oftentimes when I'm going to bed, she's just starting her day, and when I'm waking up, she's just ending her day. And so it's really key to have this communication set. And so that's the first thing I'm putting into action. So let's click that off. Number 2, out of office replies inspired by Kristen Doyle. So I need to add 3 zaps. Kristen has actually told me, Kristen's a good friend of mine, and she actually told me about this before her presentation. It actually inspired her presentation. And I'm like, I got to do this. I got to do it so that I just have that email that goes out that says, I am sorry, I'm out of the office, especially because I do try and keep to my working hours. And my working hours are 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Occasionally, I will do work in the evenings or on the weekends or outside of those business hours, but that doesn't necessarily mean that people can expect to hear from me during that time. So I am going to, I took her freebie and then took out these parts here. I love that she included her Zap autorespond, so I can just copy these and use them and just tweak them. But that's going to be a really easy one for me to do in Zapier, and connect Gmail and just add that autoresponder in. And so I just need to get it done. That's probably maybe like an afternoon task or something. Although sometimes I have to admit Zapier just doesn't like me. So it can be temperamental. So that is the second thing I am putting into action. So a lot less explanation than the first one, but still there. And the last one is I'm going to try a behind the scenes week like Lizzie Goddard does. I'm still like fleshing out what this looks like in my brain. But what I'm envisioning is calling it a go-to week, and really go behind the scenes on what am I doing with Google tools during the week. And I think this will be a really good thing for us as business owners to see, and just for me to reflect on in as well. Because I mean, today I have probably been in almost nearly all the Google tools. I mean, I was in Gmail and Drive and Docs and Sheets, and I haven't been in Forms today. I haven't been in Slides today. Calendar, Tasks, Keep, all of those. But then I can really highlight, what am I doing? Like today, I put this together. So I can say I'm putting in a pageless, document together. I'm focusing on the headers and being able to collapse these. And so getting a little bit of a behind the scenes of someone who considers themselves a Google tool specialist, who markets herself as that. What am I doing with Google tools on a regular basis to run my business? And I think that that will be really, really helpful for my audience to see. So definitely let me know down in the comments if that is something that you are interested in. I'm not sure when I want to do it. I'm thinking the end of the month. My the go-to formula community members, so those who are in GTFC, will get that for free as part of being in that community. But I'm looking at maybe just doing a low cost entry point for people to come and join me for that. Maybe a $5, $9 or something along those lines, something a little low cost, but behind the scenes. And then of course you'll be able to ask me questions. So just like Lizzie does it, it will be on a commenting basis. So people will be able to go to add comment and then put in a comment here in order to ask me questions throughout the week, or just to make a little comment there. And then maybe a little bit behind the scenes also of what I do as a busy mom of two who, is a primary caretaker for my two kids. Not to say my husband doesn't help out, but he has a more hourly strict job that confines him to certain hours of the day. So I'll put a little bit behind the scenes into that, and some more like personal information kind of things and whatnot. So let me know if you're interested in that. That'll probably be coming out, like I said, probably the end of this week, end of this month. But these are the 3 things I want to do. So who's going to keep me accountable? You ready? I'm going to do the Google Sheet as a communication between me and my VA, inspired by a spin to Jason, which I am already on the track to doing, and I need to just keep going on that. And then I am going to set up the Zaps for my out of office replies from Kristen. I'm inspired by her for that. And the go-to week inspired by Lizzie Goddard. So focusing on how I am using Google tools throughout a week. So let's go back to full screen. I want to hear from you guys. So tomorrow in that Google group, my Facebook group, I'm going to lead a chat on what are your top 3 action steps after the Go-To Summit. If you did not attend the Go-To Summit, I will be having a replay pass available later. So I don't have it available now. That'll be something that'll come out down the road. But if you did join and you were able to see the different presentations and took down notes, what are the 3 things that you are going to put into action? And let's just say Q4, like what are the things that you really want to focus on? You heard mine. Now I can't wait to hear yours. So I will leave below this video the link to join the group if you have not yet joined the group. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow over in that Google group. Take care.